Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Huge day today because we have the semifinals of the BHDL4 Draft League tournament. And that is going to be against Ray. This is an individual who we've faced 4 prior times here on Scarlet and Violet, and he needs no introduction for most of you, but he is of course the former 2-time champion here in the BHDL, most accomplished player in the history of this league, best win percentage as well. So on paper, you cannot ask for a more tougher opponent than this guy. So all of that being said, we're going to go ahead and get the battle on its way here. And let's see. There we go. And IGN is, of course, going to be Ray. And let's take a look and see what he brought to the game. All right. So he's got the Latios. He's got the Terrapagos. He's got the Tinkaton. He's got the Tornadus. That is Therian form. He's got the Weezing. And he's got the Blaziken. Alright, so I'm actually a little surprised not to see the Lantern. That's a bit of a surprise for me. But other than that, pretty much everything I was expecting him to bring to this game. Whether or not we can do anything about it is a different story, but I did kind of have a plan going into this match, and my plan was to lead Rotom, and I think it's going to be kind of a rough 50-50, but I see no reason to abandon that plan now, so we're going to do that, and we're going to see how that works out here. So, but yeah, definitely high stakes matchup here to say the very least. So, yeah, we'll see how that works out for us. Hopefully we can make something happen against this guy. Obviously, with this being the semifinals, there are only 2 options, either win and advance or lose and be eliminated. So we're going to do our best here. I expect nothing less than an uphill battle against this guy, but we're going to do our best and see what happens here. So there he is, and he is going to go ahead and lead with the Terrapagos as we led with the Rotom. So that's definitely not what I wanted to see for the lead. Of course, he's going to go ahead and Terra Shift into the other form right away. And so I 1,000,000% expect this thing to have grass coverage. I don't know if he goes for it immediately. I kind of feel like he might. Unfortunately, this thing, I believe, does outspeed us if he has... I think we naturally outspeed by like 1 point, but if he has speed investment, he outspeeds us. I really don't want to just lose Rotom immediately to a grass attack, so I kind of want to just go straight to Goodra here. If he goes for Terrastar Storm, that's going to be kind of devastating. But I feel like he probably, if he has the grass coverage, he goes for it right now. So as much of a risk as it may be, I think we have to switch to Goodra here. So yeah, we're going to do that. I feel like he's got to have grass coverage on deck on this thing. There's no way he doesn't have grass coverage on deck. So we're going to go ahead and switch to the Goodra. Hopefully he goes for it, as he is going to go for the Terrastar Storm, unfortunately. So he hits us with that, and that does a ton of damage to us. Takes us down by about 50%. And that looks to be a 2-hit KO. So that very well could be Specs damage on this thing. I want to take a quick look and see if it is. Can we take a look at that real fast? Yeah, so that is Specs, but probably close, maybe not max. That couldn't. It's kind of on the low side of Specs if it is Specs. There's no, it has to be Specs because there's no way that it does that much damage if it's not Specs. So I think that's Specs. So let's switch to Scissor. Let's double switch to Scissor here because I feel like that's definitely Specs damage. So we have to switch to Scissor. I mean, I guess we could have switched to Arcanine, but we'll switch to Scissor here, see what he wants to do, as he does go for another Terrastar Storm, and it does do almost half to us. Jesus Christ. Okay, so it's definitely Specs. There's no 2 ways about that. And he's getting some big chip early on our Pokemon, which really sucks. but that's definitely specs damage. There's no question in my mind. So the only question now is, what do we do? I feel like our best plan is just to go for a knockoff here, so that's what we're going to do. We're just going to knock off. He could stay in and chip us massively, but he's going to take a big shot and lose his item. Not a lot of damage, obviously, because of his ability, but yeah, we have to try and get some sort of momentum here. So he does withdraw, so he's 100% choice specs, which is, like I said, that's an unfortunate thing. He is going to switch directly into the Tornadus, interestingly enough. So that thing comes in, we go knockoff, does massive damage to that thing, and gets rid of its assault vest. So that's pretty important, actually, as we are going to regain some HP here with the leftovers. So Tornadus has no item left on it, but it obviously still has Regenerator. So the question now is, I don't think he's within Bullet Punch range. But because we took so much chip on Goodra, our switch-ins are kind of limited to this thing. This thing obviously gets fire coverage, so I expect him to probably go for it if he does have fire coverage. He could alternatively go for something else. I feel like I don't really want to straight up switch into Rotom, because that's going to let the cat out of the bag as to exactly what our plan is with Rotom. I don't feel like Bullet Punch KOs him from that range. We might have to just chance it, though, or maybe chance that he overprotects here, because I don't think Scissor is particularly useful in this game, unfortunately. So I think I think we just have to stay in Bullet Punch and either hope it's enough or hope he overpredicts. So we go for the Bullet Punch. Is it enough? No, it's not quite enough, and he goes for knockoff. Okay, so he does overpredict, which is nice. So we get to keep Scissor alive, which is actually perfect. So he went for knock, so we know he has that. So now we're in an interesting situation here, because he is obviously 100% within Bullet Punch range now. So the question is, do we go for it? I feel like there's no way he lets this thing go down right now. I feel like he 100% switches. So we could U-turn to try and keep the momentum, or knock off to try and keep the momentum going here. I feel like there's no way he stays in on this, because he's got Regenerator, obviously. So it's a risky play, because if he's got the fire coverage and he goes for it, Scissor is cooked. But I feel like he knows he goes down to Bullet Punch, so I feel like there's no way he stays in here. Let's do it. We're going to make a little bit of a risk here, but let's U-turn and see what he wants to do. He does switch. Okay, perfect. So I didn't think there was any way he would let Tornadus go down like that. So he switches directly into, what's that going to be? That is Blaziken. Okay, so Blaziken comes in. We go U-turn, which is good. We get a little bit of chip damage on that thing, but more importantly, we get to pivot out, which is exactly what we want against the Blaziken. So this is his Terra Captain, obviously, the only one that he's brought this week. So the question is, what do we come in with against the Blaziken to keep the pressure on? And I think the answer is probably the Azelf. I feel like Azelf could be a really good one here to come in with to keep pressure on the Blaziken. We could alternatively come in with the Sneasler, but I kind of don't like that plan, because it just invites the Wheezing in. I like the Azelf switch. Yeah, let's go Azelf. I like the idea of the Azelf switch here. So we're going to switch into Azelf against this thing. So we know for 100% that we outspeed this thing unless he's choice Scarf, which there certainly is a possibility he could be choice Scarf on this thing, but this is also his Terra Captain, and so I don't believe he can Terra into anything that resists Psychic. He can go Terra Fighting, Water, or Fairy. He could certainly just go Tinkaton here. I feel like he probably does. So the options at this point are either, if he's Scarf, he's going to stay in and maybe Terra and maybe hit us hard. If he's not Scarf, he switches to Tinkaton. So I think our play here is we switch to, or I think we go Psychic. I think we just make the obvious play and go Psychic here. Let's do it. So he does Terra. Yeah, so he's probably Scarf if I had to guess. So unfortunately, we're going to take a big shot on Azelf right now and lose our he's Terra Water. Okay, that's good to know. So we're going to take a big shot on Azelf, and we're going to lose our Focus Sash, which is something that I was hoping to keep for later. But we go Psychic. We do. Oh, he's not Scarf, so we outspeed him, hit him with a Psychic, does massive damage, takes him down to about 50%. He does knock off, and it actually doesn't even take us down to the Sash, interestingly. So, and we still haven't seen item pop on this thing, which is also interesting. So the question now is, does he have priority on the Blaziken. Does he have it? I don't know. But he's got knockoff. We know that much. I feel like if he does have it, then this is a tough situation. I feel like we can't switch with Azelf right now, and I really didn't want to lose Azelf like this because it's one of our best answers to the Weezing. But at the same time, I feel like we can't really afford to switch here, so I think we have to just go for another Psychic here. Not the best case scenario, but yeah, I think we just have to Psychic here. Let's do it. What's he gonna do? He does switch. Okay, so he might be going Tinkaton here, possibly. What does he go for? He goes into, what is that? That's going to be the Tinkaton. Okay, so he does come in with the Tinkaton. He does have Mold Breaker coming into play. I figured he would have that. We go for a Psychic. Does some decent chip to the Tinkaton, not a lot. Now, unfortunately, we're in a situation here where I feel like we could nail this thing. We know we outspeed this thing unless it's Scarf, which I kind of doubt he would be. We could hit this thing extremely hard with a Flamethrower, but then we lose Azelf. We do still have some answers to the Weezing, but we have to be really careful about that because most of our physical attackers can't do much to the Weezing. So, but is it worth it to kind of to deal a massive blow to this Tinkaton to go for the fire move right now? That's the question. I don't feel like it is. I feel like we keep the Azelf around, maybe. Or nah. I think it might be worth it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go Flamethrower. Okay, he actually double switches us here. That's interesting. So he's double switching us. What does he come in with? Okay, that is going to be the Latios. So we come in with Latios. He takes a Flamethrower pretty well. So that's interesting. I'm not 100% sure what he was anticipating there. But he switches into Latios. Okay, so that's interesting. So now what do we do? The question is, now what do we do? How do we want to play this? Scissor definitely can't take 2 attacks from this thing. That's for sure. Not as chipped as it is. Rotom can't. Goodra can't. I feel like we still... as much as I don't want to lose Azelf, I feel like maybe at this point Azelf is so chipped. I don't know. This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. Yeah, I think we just need to scout this thing. So let's stay in and Shadow Ball. I think that's our only play here. Okay, he's Scarf. Okay, that's good to know. So he takes us out with a flip turn. Crit didn't matter. But yeah, we get some very valuable information on the Latios because we know that it's Scarf now. Because there's no way that he would have outsped the Azelf. We are EV to outspeed him with the Azelf, so we know that thing's Scarf now. So now he's going to come back in with the Tinkaton. Okay, and he's got the Mold Breaker. Okay, so what is our best answer to this is the question, and I feel like it might be Rotom, although the problem is it could be Goodra if we Terra. I feel like it might be Terra Water Goodra, although I don't know how much damage we take. I don't know how much damage we take from Tinkaton. That's fine. Let's try to see if we can figure this out here. If Goodra... We should survive anything he goes for. If we come in with Goodra here and we Terra Water, we should survive anything he goes for. So let's do that, unless he's like Choice Band or something. But we'll go for Goodra here. And I think we definitely Terra to resist the Gigaton Hammer, and then we just try to nail this thing as hard as possible with the Flamethrower. I think that's our best course of action against this thing. So that's what we're going to do. Question is, does he switch to bait our Terra or not? He does stay in. Okay, so we should be able to take any attack this thing goes for, unless it's like a Choice Band attack. So we're going to go ahead and go Terra Water on the Goodra. He is going to outspeed us, so the question is, what attack is he going to go for? It is going to be Stealth Rock. Okay, so that's kind of fine. He gets the rocks up. We do have a way to get rid of that. barely in the scissor. We go for flamethrower. He does have the fire resist berry. Kind of figured he would. But we do get some pretty sizable chip on that thing. So now the Tink is weakened thanks to the fact that it got rid of the So we get some HP back with the leftovers, but the Aqua Berry weakened the damage, obviously. So our question at this point is, does he switch to preserve the Tinkaton, or does he just stay in and get chip on us? I feel like, unfortunately, given the parameters of the rest of his team, I don't feel like we're going to have an opportunity to... this is a tough choice, because there's no attack that we can go for that's neutral, to the point that if he switches, like he could switch into the Blaziken, obviously, to resist the hit. He could switch into a couple of things, to the Latios to resist the hit. I feel like he probably doesn't stay in here because another flamethrower takes him out. But I don't think I'm prepared to make that risk. Let's just flamethrower. What does he do? He does stay in and knock off. Okay, so it's a good thing we made the safe play. He knocks off our leftovers, which sucks, but we go for a flamethrower in exchange. It is enough to go ahead and take the Tinkaton out, fortunately. So we do get rid of Tinkaton there, and we drop him down to 5 Pokemon. We do lose the leftovers on Goodra, so the unfortunate reality of all of his Pokemon having knockoff kind of sucks. But now he's going to go ahead and come in with Terrapagos. So this is a problem, obviously, because we are in a situation where I don't think there's nothing that we can switch into that's going to take 2 Terra Star Storms. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have to lose something to this thing right now, is what I'm saying. I mean, I guess we could make an extremely ballsy play and switch into Arcanine, but choice specs, I don't even think... It's going to be... I don't even think... I don't think it works. I don't think it works for us. He can pretty much freely just Terra Star Storm here. And... yeah, he can pretty much just freely... I mean, there's nothing we can do. All we can really do here... We're just going to click Draco, but we don't survive an attack here. Yep, there's the Terra Star. So yeah, there's no switch into this thing, unfortunately. So we had to lose something there, and I felt like Goodra had to be the one, unfortunately. So Goodra goes down there, and we go down to 5 Pokemon, or to 4 Pokemon, I should say. So yeah, the choice specs Terrapagos, it just hits too hard. The only thing I think we can do, we have a little bit of a choice to make here. I feel like our best possible thing that we can do here is, I think we have to try and get Arcanine in here, because we know Goodra doesn't take another one of those. So I think we just have to come in with Arcanine here. And we are going to take the rocks, obviously. But the question is, do we take this opportunity to try and get a sub up? Because he obviously has the Weezing that he can switch into, but he could just stay in, and I feel like he probably doesn't stay in and spam Terra Star Storm. I could be wrong about that, but if he does, we want to see, let's see here, how much do we take from Terra Star Storm? Holy crap, we still take a ton. Okay. This is bad. Yeah, this is definitely bad. I feel like he's probably switches, though. We still take a hefty chunk, but let's sub. Let's try to sub. We have to make a risky play. He stays in and spams it. Damn. That does so much damage. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, so we barely survived the sub, actually, on the Arcanine. Yeah, we should have just went for an attack to break the Terra Shell, but yeah, we didn't. So we do get a sub up, which the sub, we get some HP back with the leftovers, but the sub is not going to take another attack here. So yeah, the only thing we can do here, we do get a free attack, but the damage is going to be weakened thanks to the Terra Shell, obviously. But let's just try to head smash this thing. I guess that's all we can really do. He obviously continues to spam the Terra Star Storm. I don't know if he's running out of PP on that move or not. I don't remember what the PP of that move is. But yeah, we are going to lose the sub. We're going to go for a head smash. And of course, we are going to miss the head smash because why not? Because why not? Let's miss the head smash on top of that. Okay, that's fun. That's fun. All right, so all we can do here at this point, we're going to lose our Canine for nothing. But the only thing we can do is just extreme speed to bust his thing, his Terra Shell. So, but yeah, that's that head smash miss kind of sucks because we would have got a lot more chip on this thing. And he's going to continue to just do that because that's the fun part about Pokemon. And yeah, we lose our Canine there, and we go down to 3. So yeah, not looking great for us at this point. I think our only play here is we are going to switch into Sneasler. So we're going to come in with Sneasler, and we are going to take the rocks. So the problem that we have here is that obviously he's got the Wheezing, and obviously Wheezing is, I'm assuming, max Fizz Def to completely shut Sneasler off. So our choices at this point are we can U-turn out or we can get a layer of Toxic Spikes up. I feel like probably U-turning is the better play, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. Yeah, Terrapagos is just too much. Let's just U-turn. Let's just hit U-turn here. See what he wants to do. He does actually stay in. Okay, so he stays in actually. So we know there's another Terra Star Storm coming our way here. And yeah, that's going to knock out another one of our Pokemon. So I guess we could have made the obvious play and gone close combat, but and that would have taken this thing out for sure. But now we have to give this thing another Pokemon. So yeah, I guess our only play here is to come in with Scissor because we could take one Terra Star with Rotom, but we can't take 2. So we're going to come in with Scissor. We're going to take the Stealth Rock damage, and it would have been really nice if we would have hit that Head Smash, but that is the way that goes. So Terra Star going to get rid of the Scissor, knocking us down to 2 Pokemon. And yeah, we're in bad shape, folks. There's no two ways about it. We are in bad shape. So what do? We are down to Rotom. We are down to Sneasler. So do we come in with Rotom and try to trick him? I guess we could do that, or just fire off like a Hydro Pump. It won't KO because we don't have enough chip on it. Yeah, I guess let's just come in with Rotom. Yeah, let's just come in with Rotom. Take some rocks damage. I feel like... What do we do here? I feel like, I mean, there's no reason for him to not just keep spamming Terra Star Storm, I guess. So I guess we can... Hydro Pump, we can Volt Switch, whatever. He has no immunity to the electric attack, so I guess we just go for a Volt Switch here. Oh, he actually does switch. Okay, so he is going to switch out. He's going to switch the Terrapagos out. And what does he come in with? He is going to switch in with, that is going to be the Blaziken. So he's basically sacking the Blaziken at this point. We go for the Volt Switch, which is going to take care of that Terra Water Blaziken, no questions asked there. And that is going to knock him down to 4 Pokemon. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll be honest with you, I don't see this happening right now. I don't see this happening for us. We have to come in with Sneasler, obviously, because it's our only other Pokemon. But so that's what we're going to do. But yeah, I don't see it happening for us. I think we've lost too much to the Terrapagos to dig ourselves out of this hole. But we're not going to stop trying, that's for sure. But I don't really see a world where we win this game at this point because we lost too much to the Terrapagos, and the Specs Terra Star just hits too hard, and the Head Smash miss was pretty crippling too. So yeah, so I guess we could have probably played that better and gone for the attack first, but yeah, I don't. We're not totally out of it yet, but I don't really see a world where we win this because there's not much we can do to break that Wheezing. Outside, we need Rotom to get past that Wheezing because there's absolutely nothing Sneasler can do to that Wheezing. So yeah, we have to see what he wants to do here. He is thinking about this one quite a bit, though. So it is, yep, it's going to be the Weezing for sure. So, yep, Weezing comes in. He's got neutralizing gas, which I actually thought there was a possibility he could have. So the neutralizing gas is an interesting one. It's not really going to matter too much because of our sets, but yeah, I think the only thing we can really do, we obviously can't stay in on this matchup. What does the Weezing go for, though? I mean, he could pretty freely go for a poison move, I guess, right? Excuse me. Still feeling a little under the weather. Yeah, so I think, I guess we just have to U-turn on this thing. I mean, we could just hard switch to Rotom, but yeah, we just U-turn here. That's all we can do. He does stay in, so we are going to get a little bit of chip, barely anything. We do take Rocky up. He's the exact set that I thought he was going to be, actually, which is a Max Fizz-Def Rocky Helmet. So, yeah, all we can do is come in with Rotom here, and if we take a big attack from this thing with Rotom, then we're going to be in serious trouble, obviously. But we come in with Rotom, we take the rocks, and he is going to go for an explosion. Oh, that's interesting. So he explodes. Can Rotom survive at max HP? Is the question, and the answer is yes, we actually can take it, so that's interesting. So he explodes on the Weezing, so that's an interesting turn of events there. So the Weezing just goes down, and he goes down to 3 Pokemon, but yeah, I just don't think the pieces are there at this point. So he is going to come in with the Latios at this point, and yeah, the only thing, we can't take an attack from this thing with Rotom, so we just click Hex here, but it doesn't really matter. So he goes for a Psyshock. So we know he's Scarf on the Latios. So Latios Psyshocks takes out the Rotom, takes us down to 1, and our last Pokemon is going to be the Sneasler. So the unfortunate reality that we find ourselves in is that we know we outspeed this thing because we are EV to outspeed this thing, but there's no attack. We have to choice Scarf Lock into something, and there's no attack that we can go for that will both take this thing out and, I mean, the U-turn won't even take this thing out, I don't think, unless we get like a crit or something. But yeah, we're going to play it to the bitter end, and we're just going to U-turn here, see what he wants to do. There's no reason for him to do anything but attack. We U-turn. It actually is enough, interestingly. So we actually do get the crit, which is kind of funny. So we get a little bit back there with Sneasler. We get 1 back with Sneasler. So we crit U-turn him and knock him down to 2 Pokemon. So I guess we've gotten something back on him. Sneasler got a little bit of something back on him there, but I think this one's pretty much wrapped up at this point. So he comes back in with the Terrapagos, and yeah, I think even if we do take a Terrastar Storm from this thing, which I don't think we do, I don't think 2 U-turns knocks this thing out. So all we can do is click U-turn because we're choice locked into it. So that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, I think we're pretty much cooked in this one, ladies and gentlemen. There's not much we can do at this point. So we go U-turn, and yeah, it's not even a 2-shot KO from there. So chips him down a little, but he goes Terrastar Storm, and we don't survive it. So so Sneasler goes down, and that is game. So we are going to lose that one 2-0 to Ray. That was an okay match. Definitely pretty good in the beginning. Definitely I kind of lost it toward the middle of that game. Tried to fight back toward the end, but yeah, it was not enough, unfortunately. So so yeah, that is that, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll go back. Yep. And we'll go back. So yeah, rough matchup for us there, for sure. Definitely didn't quite do as well as I would have liked to do in this one. I think the Choice Spec Terrapagos was just too much for us, even though we did have the resistances, but just hits way too hard with that Terrastar Storm. So So yeah, unfortunately, with that, the Philadelphia Pidgeys will once again here be eliminated in the semifinals of the Battle Hub Draft League for actually the third time out of 4 seasons we've participated. We will make it to the semifinals and then go down. But as I said before, I think if we're going to lose to anybody, it's going to be this guy for sure. I think just because of the fact that, as I said, he is the on paper and in practice the toughest opponent we could face here in the Battle Hub Draft League. So definitely, I don't feel any shame in losing to a player the caliber of Ray. Obviously, I would have liked to do a little bit better, make it a little bit farther, but yeah, it is definitely is what it is. But yeah, that will end the run here in the BHDL4 for the Philadelphia Pidgeys. Still incredibly proud of the job that we did here. Proud of the record that the team had, and the overall success of the team here in the league this season. But yeah, that is going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen, for the BHDL4. I will come back, though, as promised, and do one final episode of the Captain's Recap. That is going to happen coming soon, where I recap the semifinals. I'll give my full thoughts on this matchup as well as the other matchup there, semifinals matchup, of course. And that'll be it for the Captain's Recap. And that'll be it for the BHDL4 for the most part. So, but yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.